Well, you head out, and again, it's stormy. Can't see much, but eventually you do see what looks like a large cliff that becomes bigger and bigger as you approach it. And then you see a building on top of it. It's an okay sized building. It's tall, looks like to be one floor. Derelict. There are no lights inside, obviously. And when you reach the pier, just a small, damp, frozen pier. It's kind of slippery as you step off onto it. Does
it look abandoned? Does it look like anybody's been here for a while?
Nope. There's a stony path kind of turns into a broad stone stair that goes up. There has metal rusty railings on each side. In front of the stair is a chain link fence with the usual cameras, guard dogs, stay out, beware, hazardous, blah blah blah, the usual deterrents.
So are we all on camera right now?
You don't see any cameras around.
Okay.
Julian, you don't hear any hum of electricity or dogs or life in any way. You only hear the wind and then metal creaking from a watchtower that's just in the wind.
Just a quick question. You know how we're under like surveillance from like the birds and like the drone, like they were shadowing us back in town. Are we alone here, or are those devices and agents still following us?
Nothing is following you out here.
Okay.
The good thing about the weather is birds are not really flying around in it.
Mm-hmm.
Neither are drones, and rats will die very fast out here as well.
Okay.
There are no
Thank you.
rats on the boat or anything. Doesn't seem to be something that wants to follow you out here.
Good thinking on that one.
The only thing that's maybe here, if Dahlia brought her friendly ghost, but that's about it.
She hasn't brought Benny with her. He is currently at the mansion doing other things for her.
You can always summon him in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, yes, if he's needed, then yes. But for right now, she has left him back at the Haven to do other things. There's a list of tasks for him to do at the Haven while they're gone. So basically, he's going to be doing other things there. But if she needs him, yes, she will summon him. So I would imagine that those of us with sense the unseen perceive certain things at this location.
Before I get to that, Eric, he just says, I can give you 2-3 hours. I'll wait here.
We'll make sure to get back quickly.
And he steps inside the... Directly translating from Danish here, steering house. Again, old terminology. You turn on your eyes, at least Dahlia. The rest of you, Julian, Dowser? Since you
I'm fine without.
Yep.
I don't need to know.
I'm warded.
I have eyes and ears, but I'm going in blind. I'm going in with my left and my right. That's what I need.
Pitch black out here, so you have flashlights.
Well, I certainly don't need flashlights.
You have your do you have anything to see in the dark? I think Julian, funnily enough, is the only one who can see in the dark.
Well, I guess you're right. I keep thinking that sense the unseen allows you to do that, but I guess not.
But you have your flashlights, it's fine. Again, weather. Once you get inside, hopefully it will get a bit better. You, Dahlia, you're quite strong and capable when it comes to these things, so you quite easily tear down the fence.
Yeah, she just rips it down. Just walks up without even like it's not even that much of a deal, and just like pulls it down.
Ella just gives her a look, both impressed but also disgusted at the same time. I would have done the same.
And then she's going to so with the sense the unseen, since she's the only one activating it, what does she see, storyteller?
Nothing right now,
Okay.
but I will keep it in mind.
So because we know, or at least Dahlia knows, that this is a wraith-infested territory, that the scent and energy of undeath here is strong, and she's going to the effort, spent vitae, valuable vitae, to basically enact the ritual and ward of the special chain that she's brought with her. She's going to pull that out now. This long chain, and she's going to be like, "Okay, everyone." She's going to turn around.
You want to put it down here, because once you set it down, it does not move. It becomes.
I was actually, now maybe we have a different vision for this. I was actually going to have everybody like, so in the olden days, right? In order to keep kids together, mothers sometimes would have all their children roped together. And that's kind of like what Dahlia's got in mind right now. She's going to wrap that. She's going to like, okay, everybody take a link.
More
and
that
we are going to...
you create a sphere.
Yeah.
That's impenetrable, but it does not move because the chain becomes the barrier.
I know, and I was just thinking we could all carry that like little ducklings, and like she would hold the two ends together.
So I recall it needs to be a circle that you draw it out, and it becomes a stationary thing that you can get inside or abuse as a prison.
Yeah, so I was just reading. I'm not arguing. I had a different idea because I was reading the description and the chain and everything like that, and the chain itself is serving as like a barrier. And I thought, hey, maybe we could just put it around ourselves and then, walk through the tour, the undead tour. So
What if we
if that's not the,
it's more like a safe zone that you can create.
What if we placed it on like a pallet, and then we moved it along? Like we made it into a platform, and then we moved across that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I'm spitballing here. I don't know.
So if that's not the case, then I'll save it. For where it might be appropriate.
Yeah. It makes more sense to use in an area where you can kind of have a safe zone.
That's fine.
But you are warded by Dowser, so that will fix initial things.
That helps, yeah.
But if you want to, you can do a where the shroud thins.
Yes.
With a rouse and a roll.
I will do that as I am now changing my plans, and so.
You get up the stairs quite a bit. It's cliff on each side. It's a bit more windy up here. See the large building, 2 rusty metal doors, quite large doors. And to the right of you, a watchtower, which is creaking and swaying in the wind.
Bum, 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 bum.
Half the roof is gone. But yeah, you are standing outside the large metal double doors.
Okay. Well, as self-appointed leader of this group,
I need a rouse from you as well. 4 is fine though. Super.
That's a success.
Not a 10 or a 1. The veil is basically non-existent here. In
So nice.
ceremony conditions, you would get +2 to everything you're doing,
Yeah.
but it also means you're quite close to the Shadowlands,
Oh yeah.
and wraiths are probably more powerful.
Swirling.
So are you.
Yeah.
Which counters it. Anyone wants to open the doors?
Well, Dahlia was just going to kind of bust them open.
Yeah. You put a bit of effort into it, but you managed to push one open with a creak. From
Basically like Aragorn, walking into Helm's Deep. Just went
they are kind of stuck and you feel like they almost break and rust falls off the hinges, but you push in.
Yeah, she keeps pushing until they give way. So this is just Dahlia doing her thing. There it is.
Open up to the inside. Quite a large room. Everything in here is made of stone. There are moldy, broken chairs to each side of you, probably where guards have sat once or twice, when this place was still functional. There are bars immediately in front of you, with again 2 double doors. Oh, that's not. Move it. That is a double door. Smaller though.
Yeah, it's a smaller door here. Yeah.
Not as rusty. You can of course see through the bars in desks. And a bit further in on the opposite side of the room, you see 2 more doors that are connected to bars again.
So what we're seeing, just to clarify here, is that we see bars, we see the double doors here in the middle of the bars, and then the bars again.
Yeah.
And inside we see like what looks like a desk and a chair, and then a couple more doors with bars across.
Yeah, and to the right of you there is a ladder that goes up to the watchtower.
Okay. So the watchtower is what's to the right of us.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did Carson help me to get blueprints for this place?
You couldn't get any, unfortunately.
Wow.
You kind of know the shape of the building, but nothing that's gonna help you figure out where things are. You think that the prison itself would probably be the right side of the building, and the more functional room like storage and kitchen and everything else is gonna be to the left side.
So oriented to where we are right now, I mean, we only can go straight ahead unless we want to go up into the watchtower, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Forgive me, but may I make another awareness check, but with sense the unseen? Because I know they had talked with Julian in the room, and I think directly, like, there are spirits here. Like, would he be able to know which direction many of the dead are, like, located? Like, he's kind of, like, doing this thing where he puts his hand on, like, the bars in front of him, and he, like, puts his head down, and he's, like, listening.
Just do a wits and awareness plus all your aspects to listen out through the building. Your sense of unseen is on, so if something is perceivable, then you will be able to see it. But if it's just to listen...
I'll be perfectly honest, because of the ritual, I kind of just want to do a really big roll part of that. So it's +2 to wits, right?
Yes, and +1 for your power bones. So you should have a plus 6.
6?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. Are you kidding me?
Well, also you don't have any hunger right now, so it's all black dice, which is nice.
It is pretty good. You know what? No, 5 is fine. I was like, maybe I could willpower to bump it up, but no, that's fine, because if we're dealing with wraiths, I may need that willpower.
There is a chance for a crit.
Oh, you are the devil. You are the devil.
He is. He is.
Should I do
yeah.
it? Should I do it?
You don't have
I
any fear of like frenzying, so I mean, yeah.
Oh, you guys are. Screw it. I have some. Let's do it.
Like you can't possibly get a messy crit right now because you got no hunger.
So that's 7 total. I'll take it. He's really focusing in, and he's like getting a feel for it.
Before I get to that, Dahlia, I sent you something in your notes, I think,
Okay.
about Spectres.
Yes, I have it.
Do you want
I
to
am ready with it.
share that with the group?
You know, the only thing I'm questioning about that is where to share it before or after Julian does his thing, because it might sound, or it might be even better contextually if Julian remarks on what he senses, and then Dahlia can inform accordingly about what they should expect to find here.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm thinking I'll wait till after Julian's reaction to that, and then Dahlia will speak about it.
Yes. Julian, of course, you hear the creak of the tower. That's the loudest thing in here. You kind of hone in on the entire building. You think you hear whispers. Very, very quietly. Then I think metal tray or something is being thrown. Kind of rings out, and you hear, "There, someone's here," and then voices from behind you, outside. 2 men talking. Coming up the stairs. Oh, you can't see, and it's always. This is a challenge. You hear men, but you think young men. From the way they're speaking, they're just. One of them is saying, "Come on, it's easy. We just go up there. We film some things. Have you ever seen these shows? You just say, 'Did you hear that? Did you hear that?' a lot."
Oh no.
It seems kind of scary, man. Fuck you, there's no such thing as a ghost. Come on, it's fucking easy. We film each other, we pretend we hear shit, we pretend we're scared. It's every ghost show ever. And then when we're not kind of looking, we kick some shit around, we stir up some things, and you know, that's the most important thing is just to say, "Did you hear that?" And it doesn't matter, the audience will never be able to hear it, and we blame it on the microphones.
Julian's listening in. They know we're here now. The ones that dwell here. And then he hears like the voices, and you see him like he stops and turns around and looks, turning his ear towards the exit. There are people here. They're not wraiths. They have camera. They have a camera and a microphone. They're about to walk inside. And that's what he says to the group.
So storyteller, just to be clear, out of character here, these are actual people?
Yes.
And not just like the echoes of people?
No. Actual people coming. The rest of you can't hear it because of the wind. And
So
it's
apparently Dowser's brother is just kind of giving rides to people here, I guess. So...
They're ghost hunters. They're those dog shit ghost hunters. It's like, yeah, we just gotta go in there, man, and be like, you're like, did you hear that, dude? Like,
okay.
Julian has no cultural frame of reference.
Yeah. So after Julian says that, Dahlia is just going to turn around with the creepiest smile, you know, and she's going to say, "Well, of course they know we're here." And then she's going to say, "Now, not all of them are going to be in the best of moods. Like anyone else, some of them are potentially unhappy about being here. After all, some of the people who spent the last moments of their life in a place like this were not even good people. They probably deserve to be here, and are in their current form not exactly the most pleasant of individuals. So, Julian, I would encourage you to keep that in mind as contextual information. These are, as we might say in simplified terms, bad people. And so, she's going to be like, bad people, so they will be hostile towards us, given because not all ghosts are the same, and these particular ghosts might very well have given over to their darker natures upon passing on, which is something that can happen, because as difficult as it is for all of us to maintain the semblance of humanity, the spark of humanity that we carry within us, these folks have maybe perhaps surrendered that to powers that are more, how shall we say, malevolent to our existence. So therefore, there's a possibility for us to face resistance to our presence here. But she's going to hold the chain. Dowser here has helped us to protect ourselves, and also I have this magic little chain of mine, which can help us in case we come under assault. I would encourage you to heed my words here, as the barrier, the veil between this world and the next, not so thick, and so we are, in many ways, walking between worlds in this very strange and isolated and cold and bitter place. And then, did Julian mention the voices from the outside? He did. So, and whoever is at the door there, Julian, you might want to tell them to piss off, for their own sake, so that nothing bad happens to them. And she's going to say that without blinking at all, like staring at him like this. She knows that he can't see her, but like she's not blinking at all. She's basically saying in a tone of voice like, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want these people to get hurt. So it would be in your best interest to get them to go away. Or I'll deal with them.
He's doing that thing because he can't see. He's not really looking at you, but you do see behind his glasses, his eyes like widen when you say that.
Exactly. Right. So before we proceed, we want to piss off the ghost hunters, have them, go away.
You do hear voices approaching. It's just, Jake, don't be such a pussy. I don't think that's fair. Vagina's actually quite endurant. Shut up, you idiot.
God.
I must admit it. I'm not the best at making people go away. That's not.
Is it something that we need? Is it something that we need? And how long do you want them to go away for? Because apparently if they go into the water, it'll be forever. I just need to know.
Well, should they fall into the water, it's no big deal to me. Just says that straight out without any hesitation.
Well, curiosity is not a crime. If we can get them to leave, that'd be preferable.
Okay. Well, is there any... Are any of you familiar with this location by chance? Do any of you have recollection of being here before? Somewhere I can send them? I'd be more than happy to take care of them, but there's a direction that's better than another. Besides the water, I'd prefer that.
I assume that because we needed a boat to get here, they needed a boat to get here. Like, I'm a little bit perplexed about how they got here, but like it's however they got here, they need to use that means of transportation to go back.
Okay, yeah, Ella will turn around. She's going to take care of the situation. They're just right out because she can't hear, she can't see.
Oh, you're starting to see the flashlights and you hear the voices from outside.
Okay. Yeah. So she'll go in that direction.
Yeah. Step outside. They jump immediately when they see you. One of them gets a little squeal. And then they stop.
She'll give them a smile and she'll extend a hand to shake or wave at the least because it's probably cold. And then she'll tell them, "Good evening. Good to see both of you here."
The bigger one of them smiles. You know, that kind of smile. Very chat-looking fella. Probably plays lacrosse or football or something, and the smaller guy's just kind of hiding behind him, holding the camera and the flashlight, shaking from the cold and looking at the building. Hi, I didn't expect anyone to be here.
Likewise, when I made the reservation earlier, I was informed that there would only be one group here at a time.
It's a big place. We can, split up.
I believe that when I signed up with Mr. Johnson, is that who you signed up with?
Who?
To Mr. Johnson. He's the one who I was informed runs this establishment so that if or when individuals come here to investigate, that they can do so unadulterated by others. And being that it's a nonprofit, as I was informed, donating to it allowed me and my entourage the access to it on our own terms without having to share it. I'm sorry, I was misinformed. Or is that what Mr. Johnson told you too?
He looks confused, like you're saying a lot of big words. And he kind of puffs up his chest. The guy in the back says, "Maybe we should just kind of go." And the guy in front, what's she gonna do? It's a chick. Let's just go in.
I think what you should do is go on the boat and wait your turn.
Knock her out the boat. We walked here on the ice. Like he doesn't immediately put his hand on you, but he's going to, and he's gonna push you aside. But it's like, listen, lady, just.
You said there's no cameras?
Oh, that guy he has a camera in his hand, but it's tilted downwards, and he's more focused on the flashlight and looking around, and he's shaking. So, yeah, it's not pointed at you.
Does she get the idea that it is live stream camera or just like an old school?
It's something you would see. You have seen something like it in the 90s. It would have been bigger in the 90s, but same thing.
Okay, yeah, fuck these guys. She's gonna try to brawl or try to like push this guy back.
Yeah. Make a roll.
Unhand me.
Yeah, she's going to. Yeah, as soon as he gets close, she's going to go hands on, and I think she's going to use the strength of all the strength that she has to.
Strength and brawl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been waiting for this.
She gets 3 successes.
You hear your beast for a moment just saying, "Break his hand." But you are in control.
Yeah, she will.
He reaches out to kind of push you aside. You grab his wrist and then just snap him. So the bone comes out at the wrist. He, of course, screams. The other guy runs immediately.
Which one had the camera?
The guy who runs. He drops it immediately on the ground. He's only holding on to the flashlight and just runs away.
She's going to pick up the camera and walk back to the guys.
Yep. You, of course, hear the scream. Julian, you hear the snap. You hear the whole conversation. He just whimpers, screaming, crying, running away down the stairs. Lucky
Things
enough
aren't
not
going
to fall.
well. He just says the other ones. Things aren't going well.
Ella comes back in.
The camera.
With a camera.
All right. With the camera. It was a souvenir of the situation, really. Where were we?
We need that.
The camera?
Yeah.
Do you know how to use it?
No.
I don't either. just took it because it was free.
I only asked because it's very easy to smash a camera.
Oh, well, I don't need any dots in technology to smash technology.
There we go.
Maybe we'll drop it into overboard on our way back. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't want any kind of record of our existence here. So yeah,
It's not on. You
Oh, okay.
You have
'Cause I thought
seen-
they were filming. Okay.
you know, Dahlia, when lights are blinking, bad. It's
Yes,
not
yes.
blinking.
When lights are blinking bad. Yeah, she's learned that recently. That
Yeah.
paying attention to the lights blinking on the camera is an important thing. So.
Ella completely forgot that, but wasn't taking a chance. So
Julian, Dahlia, with your sense the unseen, as you're talking about a camera and kind of looking into the room again, you do see, let's say, a person. It's at least human figure. It with a face that looks like the shape of a scream mask, because the mouth is elongated all the way down to the chest.
Oh, love it.
The arms are longer than they should be, and the fingers look like twigs almost.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Just a normal residential
It's
occupant. Here.
swaying like it's made of wind. It's just looking at you, kind of hovering in the air.
Do I recognize that as a specter?
Yeah, because they, when they're given into their dark nature, a wraith will usually look like they perceive themselves. But this is monstrous in appearance.
Is there any chance at all? Okay. So I assume the character would know this better than I would. So is there any chance at all for her to compel this spirit?
You can. It's hard without the feather.
Yeah,
Really hard,
but she can try. Yeah.
the problem is it takes a while. 10 minutes to be exact, to do the thing. So you would have to trap it first. Which is possible. You have the thing in your hand to trap it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just swaying. Julian, you hear in the rooms around, things are starting to move. Objects being pushed around. Dahlia, you know spectres have hive mind. So whatever happens to this, the others will
Will
know
inform the
immediately.
rest of the group. Yeah. She will turn towards this thing that only her and Julian can see, I assume.
Yeah.
And she will say, well, hello there.
Welcome to our home.
Yeah.
Please step inside. Past the barrier.
Of course. Before we do that, you probably want to know why we're here.
Curiosity? Stupidity, maybe?
It's really for a particular objective. I'm looking for the warden's quarters.
Oh, the warden. Yes.
Yes.
He's still there, locked inside.
You know where he is. Yeah.
Yes. He keeps all of us here.
Yes. Well, we would like to do something about that. About him specifically.
Oh, setting us free?
Yes.
Yes.
And for once in the game, like this only happens on the frequency of like a solar eclipse. Like Julian and Dahlia are on the same page about this.
When Julian says yes in agreement, it's like Julian will remember this. When Dahlia says that.
We
Yes,
would
and
like to be free.
It's with a little bit of surprise that Dahlia looks over and sees Julian, but immediately she recognizes that he would want them to be free. So, she says, yes, that would be our aim and goal, and so we would appreciate your assistance in that regard.
Come inside. I can show you.
And she'll turn around to the rest of them and go, "It's fine," and open up the gate, the double doors.
step inside the barrier.
Yeah.
And things happen.
Ah! This is really weird.
Also, can you do a ritual roll for me?
Sure can do.
They got ghost Tommy guns. They're rattling us.
Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Ah, where are
No.
they located?
No modifiers, I do believe.
+1.
Oh, +1?
Always +1.
Then I'm just gonna click on arouse for the extra dice. So nothing extra.
Can you put yourself the way you're walking? Where the
I'll walk next to Julian just because I don't know what's going on. He seems to be watching things.
I think he would be like right. He'd be following, but not on like shoulder to shoulder with Dahlia. So you would, if Dowser would be like next to like Julian and Dahlia right there, yeah. But he's jazzed about this. Like, yeah, let's help these wraiths. Kind of. So he would be moving forward a little bit.
fuck is with these dice pools? How many successes? You had 6.
3, 6.
No, 5. No crit. No crit. Okay. Wow. Julian,
Yes.
can you give me a resolve and intelligence? Apparently difficulty 3.
Oof. Resolve and intelligence.
You know, I thought we had an understanding here. So that's fine. We can do this the hard way.
Get out of my head!
5 is more than good enough.
You don't have to go in there.
Something materializes next to Julian and touches him. There's a flash, a red flash, and it screams from the ward and kind of backs off a little bit, and then you hear a scream, then another, then another, then another, and it just kind of echoes throughout the building. Ella and also you hear this as well. Just this haunting, dreadful thing, stomach churning scream, and you all need to do a friendship check. Difficulty 3.
Good God Almighty.
Why do I have so few dice compared to everyone?
Probably you have man fantasy.
Don't worry about it.
Ella?
It's not humanity. Because
I'm so sad. I thought that it went and it was someone else's. I was like, yeah, I restrained it. And I hadn't actually rolled. So that was okay. I did. Okay. I got 3. So
We're all
I think
keeping it together.
It is a terrifying thing, but you are old vampires and you keep composed. Of course you have not... I'm trying to avoid any forms of combat here, but you of course have a chance to react to this thing that's trying to touch Julian. Kind of explodes, backs away, then the scream.
Dolly's going to put a finger and go, see, that's what you get when you don't keep your hands to yourself.
Talia, can you do your special thing? Some sort of intimidation roll, I believe.
Yes.
Plus something from your lore sheet.
Okay.
I believe you have... You're scarier than ghosts.
Yes,
Two
I am
ghosts.
scarier. So let me just go ahead and pull that. Give me just 1 second to pull
that's
that
fine.
up real
I don't
quick.
remember what it...
I don't. I should have this, but this took me by surprise. So give me just 1 second. which one is this? I always hate the fact that I can't remember. There it is, Children of the Blood. Okay. You broke no tolerance, so you damage. You get 3 bonus to it. Okay, so they have there's either one where it's like they have they suffer a 1 die penalty with me when they try to intimidate me, or they I receive 3 bonus dice to any rolls to command them. So yeah, I think that's the one I want to go with.
Yep.
It's ghostly dominance, and they brook no tolerance for that bullshit. So, yeah, so manipulation, intimidation plus 3, I think, is what we're dealing with here.
Yes.
That's 6 successes.
6 is more than 5.
Yeah.
They all back off.
They all shrink away.
Stay away. They kind of phase.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
They know Dahlia means business.
Yeah.
Of course, Dahlia, you still don't have your Sense the Unseen on, right?
No, and I'm happy to keep it that way.
And that's fine. I just want to know who can see and who can't. But Julian, you of course see this, that Dahlia seems to be having an effect on it.
Words of power.
It phases through and says, "That was not nice. You're not.
You heard me.
No,
she's not.
Are you?
She's being very kind of firm, and she says, "My patience has limits. Try that again, all of you, okay? And it'll be worse for you. Are we clear? Do we understand each other?" Yeah.
It's kind of just swaying, but it's keeping its distance.
That's right. That's right. You're gonna behave.
It is.
We're all trying to help you. We're trying to help you pass on. Please let us pass.
But we don't want to pass on. We just want to be free.
If you want to survive for even another moment, you'll do as I say.
It's facing you, so it's pointing. It's your left, its right, and saying the warden's office is that way.
Excellent. And you're going to keep your distance. Are we clear?
It kind of just phases through a wall and disappears.
And then she's got to turn around and go, "We're good."
Julian, you can still hear in every room around you,
Yeah.
things moving around. Gently.
I think
Take it-
he would. I was gonna say Julian just turns over to Dowser and he's like, "I think I owe you a boon for this jacket," because it reflected back and like drove back the ghost.
Well, it was
I
to
think
further both of our goals, so don't you worry about it.
And Julian just smiles. He's like, "What a bro."
And so the warden's office was, I'm sorry, to the left? Did you say?
It
Or
was
to the right?
pointing. Shit. It was pointing this way.
Because I know you were like talking about which way it was facing, and I got confused there.
Yeah. You're left.
Okay.
Through this door. I hope you can see my pings.
Yes, I can. So Dahlia will move to the door and basically gesture in motion for everybody, like, it says it's this way.
You walk closer, you can see through the bars. There's a room to your right. There's a table with some chairs. Blood splatter on the floor and the walls. Of course, it's dried out long ago. Moldy. Julian, you smell it. Walk. Yeah, a long hallway. There's a spectre in the middle of it, looking at you guys, just as Word looking at the other one, just in different ways. Again.
So here's what I would like to do as we're doing this. Dahlia is going to turn on her own form of senses, that none of the others really have. And use Binding Fetter to locate any and all fetters that are. She's here for the Warden's Fetter, but she's happy to collect others.
Yes.
So anything that may stand out to her, and I'm happy to make that roll to do that. It's a wits plus discipline roll for that. It's free. It doesn't require rouse. So she can kind of like flash her very dark oblivion eyes and locate the resonances of those fetters as they are around. She knows that they're here because there's wraiths and specters, so they have fetters. They wouldn't be here otherwise. So yeah, she'd be looking for those to just kind of pick those up along the way.
Of course, you would have to search them out in the rooms, but make the roll.
Yeah.
You become a little less aware to everything else, of course, but
Yeah.
you have Julian
So
for
I'm
that.
going to go ahead and do that. Yeah. And that's a 1. I'm gonna willpower that.
Crit.
I'll go around the table a bit here as
That's another 1. Well, actually,
no.
That's 2.
Yeah.
So I guess she's not finding too much there. I don't know if that's enough to find anything or not.
Ella, what are you doing as Dahlia seems to just leading the charge at the moment?
Yeah, I got 0 occult, so I don't know. I can shoot guns really well, but I feel like the guns aren't a thing in this kind of situation.
It's a courtesy of Dowser, you have a sort of shotgun filled with salt rounds.
That was nice of Dowser. Thank you, Dowser. Yeah, so she'll like just like lock and load her shotgun.
Yep.
Can she see though? Because is it dark in here? Did someone turn on the lights? Because she still cannot see in the dark.
You have.
And she's not against firing.
You can only see what your flashlight shines on. Of course, you have 3 because Julian doesn't need it. But no, you can't see the wraiths, unfortunately. You saw one for just a moment when it flashed and touched Julian.
Mm.
You're kind of going by instinct here.
Mm. Well, I guess she will load her shotgun, put it into the crook of her arm, just getting ready to one arm use a sawed-off shotgun with a flashlight in the other.
Yep.
And so he's like, what? She's just gonna speak out into the darkness. Like, what can I shoot, legally or illegally, or, that'll be helpful? Is that a thing? Would shooting things be helpful here?
I don't believe so.
She's gonna sigh.
What would Dahlia know about that? I don't think it would be, right?
It deters them a bit. If they're hit with cold iron and salt, but they will return. Kind of like the damage they take when they face through a wall.
Yeah.
It's the most common remedy to keep out ghosts is salt.
So Dahlia will say that, that will serve as a deterrent. It will not be a permanent solution, if you understand my meaning. It will keep them back a little bit, but I can really effectively do that anyway, because they and I have an understanding.
Well, is there any way that I can be of an assistance to you? Any sweet things that need to be whispered, or
if they do not retreat after I tell them to keep back, then you are free to unload on them if you like.
All right. Well,
I don't think they'll listen to anything else, honestly, especially if they don't immediately retreat when I tell them to. It means that they're being more belligerent than they normally would be. So
Well, we all have different ways of accounting and who we have in accounting. So if this is your lot, I will leave it to you and your direction.
Also, I the way you handled those two back there, chef's kiss. Like it was just perfect.
I did what needed to be done. Nothing more, nothing less. I was nice to begin with, though, for the record. I did try to be polite.
Oh, I know. You were always polite and always, it was well done.
It is like one of my favorite phrases that I've heard before. I don't know if you've heard of this, but compassion isn't always kind.
Exactly. I haven't heard of it, but I agree with it. It is something I completely understand. And I like to think of myself that way too. People
hopefully they can think of it too. They have some good doctors in town.
Exactly. Yeah.
Julian's all supportive nods, and he's like, "I'm glad you didn't kill them."
I would have gone for a a more one-on-one arm wrestling match, but I figured the wrist was a little more in the moment than taking out a rotator cuff or shoulder, so there's no time for games. This is a serious business. Dahlia has this operation out here,
Yeah. And Dahlia would have stepped in had they just become even more of a nuisance at that point. She doesn't want to see Ella's perfectly tailored outfit, of course, get roughed up by Logan Paul or whoever that first guy was.
Chad.
Yes.
Also, what are you doing at the moment?
He's gonna do kind of how Julian walks around regularly, like blindly. Considering he doesn't really feel the need to see all of the things that are going on here. He's just gonna hold on to Julian as if he is the blind one instead of Julian, because Julian can actually see everything that's going on here.
Yep.
Now, storyteller, because some of the rooms in this particular prison are just separated by bars and not actual walls, could an argument be made that the finding fetter skill works through the bars?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. As long as you are able to perceive it within the light. Most of the walls here are either stone or bars.
Yeah. And so that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that even though like most of the rooms here are only separated by these bars. So
you stand in the hallway, you look into that room that looks like somewhere where you can, meet your loved ones or whatever. It's a room where two people can sit and talk. Yeah. To your to your right, the first door on your right, it says staff only. And the door on your left, it says storage. And at the end of the hallway, it says office. And there's a spectre in the middle of the hallway. And then you hear your beast. Don't you sense it, dear?
That's why.
Look down.
Just gonna look down.
Beast is always on your side. You see,
yes,
kind of with your veil power and feather at the same time. Apparently this cliff is hollow.
I'm sorry, what is?
Hollow, the cliff that the building is on. There's a cave beneath. And there's a gateway down there. A hole into the oblivion. A perfect place for something like a well.
She is immediately happy. Like this big smile spreads across her lips, and she's just like as happy as you might ever expect Dahlia to be, in a visible way.
A bit of paint, and it could be a very nice place to work in.
Oh, that's fantastic. Even more reason to bring these wayward spirits to heal here. And she's saying that under her breath.
Julian, can you give me a dex in athletics?
It begins again.
You have to.
Boy, they really
This time
don't
it's
like
different,
him.
though.
They really don't like him.
Dex. And then is it +1 because of power if I use fleetness, right?
If you rouse for your fleetness, then you get a +3.
I will rouse. I will take it now. I have 1 hunger.
I'm back.
Athletics. Dex. +3, my lord. And if need be, I'll put a little stank on it with willpower.
3 is fine. As you're holding on to Julian, the table behind you crashes into the bars. You feel like you blink for a moment, and then you're stood about 6 feet to your right. Julian is still holding on to you. Someone has just tried to throw a table at you, which is now gone. Or shattered.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
That's quite rude.
I
Ella,
said behave.
do you want to shoot? Because you are in a good position to do so.
Yeah. Light them up like the 4th of July. Let's go.
You can't see, so you have to shoot with your wits.
Okay.
Kind of guess.
Would it help that Julian is kind of like turned like a little bit like this towards where the thing is?
Kind of
sort
the moment where she sees the table.
Oh, I
fly,
see, I see.
she will
Yeah,
shoot.
maybe he can provide an assist on the roll.
I mean, she does get bonus from the ritual she did, because it's wits.
Yes, you get +2. And,
So wits and firearm
yeah, +2.
+2. Okay. This isn't.
It's a shotgun, so it's not that difficult. 5 with a crit.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Apparently it hits something.
Wait. Well, never mind. I forgot that I had an extra 2 dots I could have, or a dot I could have added, but never mind.
5 with a
It's
crit.
fine, it's fine.
It's definitely a hit. And deals, because it's a crit, a lot of damage. Apparently you are about 2 feet away from this wraith when you hit it full blast with salt.
Okay.
You see it as it materializes for a second. When it's hit, it screams out. You all hear the scream. You hear the scream through the building again as they all scream. And it just fades away. Julian, you turn around. There's no wraith anymore. As Ella is probably loading 2 more shells.
Got more. I've got more. I don't know where it came from or where it went, but I'm willing to find and finish what I started if I didn't just now.
Thank you.
Dahlia.
Yes.
Which door first?
So I assume that her search for feathers turned up nothing. So far.
You're still doing it. I will tell you if you
Okay.
see, but there's nothing in the hall that's a feather.
Okay. Well, they said to the left, or the race said to the left, assuming it wasn't lying.
It's probably the
Um,
office if you're going for wardens.
Yeah, that's what I'm. I guess back here.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
There is a spectre in the way though. A new one.
Well, she's going to tell it to piss off, or she's going to enact consequences. Basically, move is what she says.
It screams at you, consequences, and then just rushes at you.
Oh, okay. Well, then she is going to take it down with Passion Feast.
Yes. Do the roll. I believe it's a damage thing, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And we are going to rouse to surge for this. That's a hunger gain, but that's okay because she's going to get it back. So,
Do we have to rouse for the passion feast?
That's a success. So Actually, it says free. I don't know if that's correct, but it says free.
It makes sense. You're feeding off something, so
Yeah.
we'll disregard that.
Yeah. So that's 5 successes.
Oh my god. No.
What kind of damage does it do? Superficial?
uh,
I think willpower, right? Because it's like you're draining its.
it says it subsists on the Oblivion power allows them to subsist on the passions of race rather than blood. Can feed on them, allowing them to go without blood for longer than other fellow kindred. Is a resolve test of resolve plus oblivion versus the race resolve plus composure. A win inflicts 1 aggravated willpower damage to the wraith and reduces the vampire's hunger by 1. So
Okay,
yeah, there we go.
so it fucks off, but doesn't die, and you get a hunger back.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
And walk further
Is there
down.
a shriek of like fear?
Yes,
or,
again, all of the race in the building.
Yes,
scream.
yes. Yeah. I warned you, you were warned, and then she throws open the doors.
1, 2. Julian,
She feels a little better.
the screams. You hear 10 spectres in the building.
Okay.
And you have kind of a sense of the layout now.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3. There's about 10 of them. They're all around us.
And Dolly is going to keep that number in mind because she knows that for every specter and wraith, there's a fetter. So now she knows how many there are to get. At least.
Dahlia's walking towards the warden's office. Do you rest of you, do you follow or do you stay where you are?
Julian would follow.
I'll
I was
keep
curious.
Julian.
Yeah, Dahlia, what do you need? What can I do? I don't know.
She says, darling, you just keep doing what you're doing with that shotgun. And we'll get through this. You notice that she's feeling like a little bit better. She had a momentary hunger, a hungry look in her eyes, but now it looks like she's fed and she's revitalized. So, yeah, there's the appearance of vitality in her now. So
You get down, and inside you
okay.
know all the doors are metal. Where the
Oh, okay, it's down this way.
fuck is? Oh, your token is there. Yes. As you enter, there's a bed, kind of moldy. Nothing would lie in the springs are, coming outside the mattress. Table with an overfilled ashtray. Some moldy paper, probably it's just gonna dissolve if you touch it. A file cabinet, very old school, and behind the desk and the chair, on the wall, there's like a big blood splatter, and underneath the chair as well, like someone just, took a gun and ate it.
Ended their life.
Yes. And inside one of the drawers, you sense something in the desk.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and rifle through the drawers there.
Paper clips, lighters, half a bottle of whiskey, but you do find a locket. A locket with two pictures inside. One of a girl about 8 years old, you think, and a woman in her 30s.
She knows what this is. It is a fetter, yes?
Yes, the warden's feather. You've seen a picture of it. It's very nice.
Excellent.
It's kind of blacked because of the silver has what's the word I'm looking for? Rusted, but nicer word. And then a man
Pocket
appears
it.
as you take it.
Yeah.
It's dressed in looks like a military style suit. Does not have all the things on the shoulders or something like that, but guards, nice guard suit. A hat. Nice big handlebar mustache. And he looks human compared to the others. And he says, I wouldn't take that if I were you.
She's gonna close her hand around it like a clutch, just it's like, full on wraps it completely around her hand. And she says,
Julian, you
I'm
can see.
I'm afraid I must, yes.
If you take that out of here, they're gonna be released. I'm the only one keeping them here.
Will they not pass on?
No, they're gone. They were monsters in life and monsters in non-life. The people imprisoned here were here for life.
If I collect their belongings as well, however, they won't be going anywhere.
They're gonna make it hard for you.
Of course they will. They've been rude to us so far. I wouldn't expect them to be completely compliant. But we'll reach an understanding. There is no way she's not leaving here with this.
He looks at all of you. What are you?
They're my
Elves.
companions.
We're here to help.
You're different.
And yet we are the same.
You do not see him, Ella, but you hear him speak.
Do you want to introduce yourself for us? She's holding the locket and giving it just a little squeeze.
I was the warden of this prison a long time ago.
Your name, sir?
Oh, fuck, now I have to look things up.
I am the warden.
While this is happening, Ella's going to go look at the bottle of whiskey and just start looking at the label, if possible.
It might still be.
It's
Good.
70 years old.
Yeah.
She's all about that life. Age, let's go.
Well, half filled. I don't know if opening a whiskey bottle does something to the quality.
Well,
I don't know.
going
either,
through this thing sober is impacting the quality. So.
Larry Stone.
Okay.
Larry Stone.
Larry Stone, the warden.
Hello, Lawrence.
Now, out of character question, does Larry's count as one of the race, or are we still dealing with 10 race specters here besides Larry?
Oh, he is the only wraith in here that is human. But yeah, there are 10 more, so 11 in total.
I just got my little score thing here of how many I got, that sort of thing.
Oh my god.
Are we in the
Dahlia-
plot of 12 ghosts right now?
Dahlia's horde is growing, dude.
Oh yeah.
I should have made it 13 ghosts.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
We can still do that. I'll allow it. You know.
I'll add 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 13 ghosts. Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
I could have swore you said 13 earlier.
What are you? You're not human. I can see that. You're
Death comes in many forms.
I love that Julian's speaking in these cryptic answers. That's not really any of your concern right now, Lawrence. It's better for you really that that we just understand that we're here to, as Julian said, help you and help them. So,
Well, you must be special because you made it all the way in here without getting torn to pieces.
we are. We're very special.
What are you gonna do with my locket?
I'm going to hold on to it, Lawrence.
Guess I can't stop you.
What I would like from you, since you're the warden here, or were at least, is to help me, help us, help them. And she's going to gesture towards the rest of the prison, and make it so that not only are they well behaved, but also that this place is not a threat to any of the other wayward folks who might show up here, like the pair that my dear colleague here had to deal with prior to us entering this place. So it's in everyone's best interest for you to help me. And she is trying to compel him to aid them in basically finding the rest of the specters and their prized possessions.
I can tell you where they are, and all their possessions are in storage right across the hall, but as soon as you take that out of my office, they're gonna continue their riot that led to my death and so many others, including their own.
Well, they've already tried attacking us, so I don't really see a difference there.
I forgot there's also a revolver on the table. 4 bullets in it. 6 shooter. It's a nice Colt. Antique, probably by now.
I go for the gun.
The blind guy with the gun.
Nobody
Yes.
move.
Yes. So Dahlia is basically going to explain to him that they've already been attacked twice, that they are already being belligerent and unruly, and that she intends to go to the storage closet and suppress this riot or rebellion in the way that the warden should and would want her to do. They are on the same side.
Well,
Your prison, the inmates are already running the asylum here, Lawrence.
I want to help you in any way I can. I'm just not that confident. There is something that tore open when so many people died. Downstairs. He looks to the floor.
Well, these things happen.
Not supposed to. But
Yeah. And you know what? I can look into that. I will definitely take that under advisement, and we can investigate that further. But don't you agree that we should bring these spirits to heal? You are a warden, after all.
I would like to see them not be a threat to anyone ever again.
Me too.
Unfortunately, the only thing I can do is keep them here.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. We could keep them here. Are you saying that they won't be kept here until if I take your locket with me?
Yeah. It's where my willpower comes from. What's left
Dolly's
of
going
it.
to roll her eyes in a largely and obviously visible way.
You know, it's a kind of a mortal attachment and a touchstone thingy to them, so. Funny things happen to wraiths when their feathers are fiddled with. But I will help you. I promise you that. And if you think you can do something, I'm glad to hear it.
I think I can do something. I think that if you show me where theirs are, their possessions and belongings are, wink, nudge, then you will enable me to be able to continue your good work of, or at least cause these wayward prisoners to return to their cells and behave.
I'll help you.
Right? Thank
Hope
you.
you'll find it.
Thank you.
Julian? Outside, you hear scratchings on the walls and kind of whispers. They're whispering to each other, you think. They're kind of clawing down. You hear nails against stone, and it's just like a squish from something that breaks. It almost sounds like when Ella broke that guy's wrist. Then haunting groans. And then we end the session. Because it's 11 now. And hopefully Henry will be back next time.
So did
feel like
Julian really take the gun? Because Ella would totally have taken the gun as well.
Oh,
Okay,
same.
yeah.
I would also.
I was just
It's like,
bullshitting. I
that's
would
coming
not
with
take
us.
the gun.
Ella would let Julian take it and then take it from him. So I just wanted to be clear how that was.
Just
or
see
Gauss
that
or
blind
anything.
man fumble across the table for the gun and then accidentally shoot his teammate. It's like, oh, I dropped
I
it.
can take it personally. Just give me a heads up so I can do a couple things.
He would scramble because like the gun is stationary, which means he can't hear it. He'd have to go by smell, so he would be like, going by like the smell of the gunpowder, trying to find it. Like,
Just let me get my fortitude up first, and I'll be. You can do whatever you want with guns.
Also, storyteller, you said it was salt and iron that fucked with the ghost.
Old iron specifically. Like
unrefined, right? Or-
yeah, like a fire poker and yeah,
So 200-year-old fishing knife and hooks will work.
probably. As
Let's go.
long as it's not
Salty sea air.
steel.